Houston, Cape Canaveral, and Vandenberg, we have a problem. Elon Musk is trending right now after launching his fury towards Trump's White House, and I have all the rockets' red glare coming up next. You may recall the last time Elon Musk felt hurt by the Trump administration. He went supersonic with an instant classic post on X that read, "Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT." In this first clip, Duffy is put on the spot about the government shutdown and the hardship it presents to workers and ultimately travelers. So will he be objectively honest, or will he default to the Trump talking point? Come on, you know the answer. Have a listen, and on the other side, you'll hear him blindside Musk, and then you'll see Elon's reaction.
Key projects like this space race are currently on pause thanks to the government shutdown, now day 20.
Yeah.
As far as the shutdown is concerned, there are 13,000 air traffic controllers that received their last partial paycheck days ago. What's the latest on that?
Yeah, so first off, I want to say thanks to all of the air traffic controllers who show up to work. They're doing great work. They got a partial paycheck a week ago Tuesday. Their next paycheck comes a week from Tuesday. And in that paycheck, there will be no dollars. They don't get paid. And so I think what you might see is more disruptions in travel as more of them look to say, how do I bridge the gap between the check that's not coming and putting food on my table? And we've heard they're taking Uber jobs. They're doing DoorDash, figuring out ways to keep their families afloat. I mean, it's a very real problem, Ainsley. And again, a lot of them are paycheck to paycheck. So I hope we don't see more disruptions, but as this gets closer to payday, I think you could see more of that through the airspace. And again, I don't want that, but I think the message is Democrats, open up the government. Again, it's important for space. It's important for air travel. It's important for America. Negotiate with Republicans, pass this clean CR, forget about the illegals for now, have the conversation.
So, Sean, how are y'all picking up the pace? How are y'all speeding this process up?
Yeah, so we're on track for Artemis 2, right? That's, again, out to the moon and back. But Artemis 3, Lawrence, is when we land back on the moon. That's going to be about a year and a half, 2 years from now. SpaceX has the contract. SpaceX, an amazing company. They do remarkable things, but they're behind schedule. And so the president wants to make sure we beat the Chinese. He wants to get there in his term. So I'm in the process of opening that contract up. I think we'll see companies like Blue get involved and maybe others. We're going to have a space race in regard to American companies competing to see who can actually get us back to the moon first. But I feel pretty confident with this competition, we're going to beat the Chinese and do it in President Trump's term, so before 2029, January.
Little competition doesn't hurt.
Always works, Ainsley.
Yeah.
A little competition doesn't hurt, that is, unless you're Elon Musk, and then it feels like a dagger through your once Trump-loving heart. Here's a terrific breakdown of the terrible news for Elon by The Hill. Their headline reads, Elon Musk, Sean Dummy shouldn't run NASA.
Tech billionaire Elon Musk took a swing at acting NASA Administrator Sean Duffy on Tuesday, calling him Sean Dummy and saying he is trying to kill NASA. Musk was replying to a post on his social platform X regarding the Wall Street Journal's reporting about the Transportation Secretary's plans for NASA, which he is leading in a temporary capacity. The Journal reported Monday there has been recent turmoil surrounding the leadership of NASA. Duffy has expressed interest in heading up the agency. Sources told the Journal tech entrepreneur Jared Isaacman, who had his nomination to be NASA's administrator withdrawn by President Trump earlier this year, has also expressed interest. Isaacman's nomination for NASA was pulled in May, with reporting indicating the decision had at least something to do with the entrepreneur's links to Musk, who recently had a notable public falling out with the president. Sergio Gore, the director of the White House Office of Presidential Personnel, reportedly also discovered that Isaacman had contributed to Democratic campaigns. Musk also shared an X post Tuesday that said lobbying against Jared Isaacman, literally the most qualified and best person to be the new head of NASA, is so dumb. It's not the first time Musk has clashed with Duffy. The New York Times reported in March that the two argued during a cabinet meeting over Department of Government efficiency cuts related to the Federal Aviation Administration.
It is not a stretch to think that Musk, the government contractor, thought his service as the jester in King Donald's court would be rewarded with a fast track to billions and the opportunity to handpick the administrator of his contracts. And today he found out that all of his DOGE dodginess was for naught, because either Trump could not be trusted to begin with, or the Donald did not forget Elon's Epstein stunt. This story further exposes the corruption that is baked into Trump's second term and the toxic Game of Thrones environment that it is. And the odd billionaire who thought Trump's White House was going to be his private playground has discovered the peril of being in our president's orbit. Elon entered a black hole of greed and vindictiveness, and now he can't escape the gravity of it.